So the word of the week is acceptance. And I had 2 experiences yesterday about acceptance that I kind of wanted to share. Yesterday was obviously a crazy emotional day with everything that's going on in the world. And I really have been focusing inward, which can be challenging when there's so much going on around you. And it's kind of one of those things like, are you going to focus on things around you, or are you going to go like within and find your inner peace and your inner connection? And I think that's why like Spirit was pushing me so hard to do my book and do these words, and not just because I'm trying to heal my heart, just because there's a lot of noise in the world, and everybody has their journey, everybody has their choice on what they want to get involved in. And I have been a proponent my whole entire, like, since I've been doing this, to heal within and being like one with self, right? So acceptance came in. I think you guys have all known, like I made TikToks about it when I was doing my herb journey and stuff. Like, I am 42 years old and pre-menopause, and my body is changing and carrying weight and everything. And I've been like, okay, like I'm not going to care about it. And then I step on the scale and I care. And my body has definitely changed the past few years. I mean, I think you guys all know that who's been watching me. And I was like, and then I say like, okay, I'm not going to care. And then I care. And I'm like, oh, like, then I get frustrated. And my husband said something to me. He goes, well, why don't you, because I work out with my trainer 4 times a week. I haven't walked this week, which I know has also been a huge thing, and I'm trying to walk at least every day or every other day. And my husband goes, why don't you just accept where you're at and accept the journey? Like, you're still doing progress, and just accept where, what is. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, and he kind of knows a little bit of what I'm doing right now. And I was like, well, that is my word of the week. And it just, like, when he said it, because you know how it is, like, you can hear things and do it, but when you hear something outside from somewhere else, you're like, seriously? So when he said that, I was like, fuck, here it is again, showing up. So I was like, okay. So that was a huge one yesterday for me. And I was like, okay, I just need to accept where I'm at. And I said this on Monday, like in the video, I just need to accept where I'm at and know that I am still, it's not like I'm sitting on the couch eating bonbons. Like, I am actively doing stuff, and it is what it is, and just accept the journey. So then last night I was in Clay, and one of the girls there knows that, like, I'm an intuitive and I'm a medium or whatever and all the things. And I end up channeling some stuff for her from somebody who had passed over for her. And she said, like, just like kind of out of the blue when we were doing Clay, she's like, yeah, she's like, cause she has struggled for like a year. And with her journey about like connecting with something, a higher being. And she was like, I'm an atheist, like I'm done. Like, after she had lost somebody close to her. And I didn't know that. I just one day came into Clay and I was like, ooh, there's a lot of spirit in here. And she's like, anybody for me? And I was like, and then that person had popped up for her. And she goes, oh yeah, she's like, Tanya really helped me heal and change my whole perspective. And like, I was in the slums for like a year, and like, I feel so much better from that reading. And I didn't know that. And I was like, huh. And then the 2 other people that were there were like asking me about stuff. And like, you guys know, cause you're obviously watching this video, have probably been with me a journey. Like, you guys know, me or whatever. And I don't talk about a lot of the things I've done, because first of all, I don't remember when I'm in channel. You guys know this. I don't remember the readings. I'll remember like little blips or something that was, said, but I don't they'll be like, well, what was that? I'm like, I don't freaking know what was in channel. But when she said that, I was like, wow. And then I was talking about like when I did my gallery reading here, and when I've talked to pets and everything, and like all this thing. And one of the ladies goes, so did you just talk to, is this just like a everyday thing for you? And I was like, do I talk to dead people every day? No. Do I talk to spirit on the other side every day? I was like, yeah, all day, every day. I'm like, it's a common, constant conversation. It's like talking to your best friend on the phone. Like, that's just how it is. And she's like, and they were like, wow. And I told them stories. They're like, holy cow. And they're like, oh, you're, because she just thought I think I was just a medium where I just talked to dead people. And I was like, no. And then I talked about my medical medium stuff. And then I talked about talking about an animal or whatever. She's like, you do that and you do that. And I was like, yeah. And then it was like, and I had this like, wow, like, you know, next year's going to be 10 years since I've been doing this publicly, because I talked about the stuff that had happened, you know, before I knew what I was and all this other stuff. And I was like, wow, like I've done a lot of shit. And then it was like this, like, I loved that. Like, I loved doing the gallery readings. I loved doing all that. I loved doing readings in my classes and like helping people. And I told him, I said, the only reason I do it is to help people. That's what I freaking love. When people say, hey, you know what, you really helped me heal, or that was really healing for me to talk to so-and-so or whatever. Like, that's the only reason I do it. And I had, like, I was thinking and laying in bed after all that. And like, the acceptance is, I don't do as many readings as I did. And I was talking to Spirit like last night and early this morning, and I was like, and it was like acceptance where I'm at right now in this journey. It is really tough times for everybody, from the economy. And it's like this, you know, to spend money on a reading is sometimes not in people's budget right now. And then people who are like, oh, I'm, you know, doing these cheap readings, then they'll call me, or they'll message me, not call me, but they'll message me and be like, hey, I got this wacky reading. And I'm like, dude, you know, I was like, that's not good. No, that's not right. And it's just like, it didn't feel right. And I'm like, I've had a few of those where I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, you gotta go within, you gotta trust yourself. Like, you gotta know. So I don't know. It was like acceptance of like, man, that was such a profound time. And I don't know if that will ever come back. I don't know, because the world definitely, I've talked about, is definitely in a very weird spot. And so I just sit and I wait until Spirit's ready to, you know, use me again. And I help people with their journey. And everyone's like, well, are you promoting it? I was like, well, no. And if you know me, you find me, or I get referrals or whatever, but it's not like I'm advertising or that. So acceptance has showed up this week for sure. And I knew that this is how this is how it's going to be, but it's different when you like, no. And then you're like having to face like, okay, yep. I accept that I'm not doing as many readings as I was. I accept that. I miss it. I miss helping people. And they're going to be like, oh, well, is your calendar open? No, because I've been taking care of my mom. So I'm not even open my calendar's not even open until October. But it's like, just accepting this part of the journey. Like, this is part of it, you know? So yeah, acceptance has definitely come in. So anyway, I hope my little journey of my book, you know, is helping you or entertaining to watch or something, but I'm excited about it. And then I was like thinking like, hey, if you've made it through this far of the video, thank you. Cause I'm like, here's the question. Do you guys want to hear some stories of like all the things that I've done? And I'm like, because then I said like, hey, if I'm talking too much or if this is boring, like you can just tell me shut up. They're like, no, this is awesome. And I was like, so then I thought, do people want to hear this? So now I'm wondering, do people want to hear this? Anyway, let me know, DM me or put it in the comments because I'm curious. All right, you guys, more acceptance. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great Thursday.